Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. Go to f2bbs.com. www.f2bbs.com. The last bastion of free speech on the interweb. That's right, guys. I want you to go to www.f2bbs.com. That's right. I want you to go there. You can, this is a great site to fight against all sorts of nastiness by posting on f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. Go there, guys. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing paid review 21QA24. And before we start this paid review, let's do a quick wristwatch check. What am I wearing? Rolex Submariner date. Rolex subby date. That's it, guys. That's my watch. Okay, here we go. Can you do a review or impression on the DK30 from Damasko, or the brand in general? They have a few dive options too. Damasko watches. He gave me an address. Are they up and coming or a waste of time? Would be my first higher level watch if I got one. Otherwise, I was thinking of an entry Rolex a bit later. Explorer 2, OP Black 41mm, OP Black 36mm, Explorer 2 Black. Explorer 1, I think he meant the other one. Submariner, no date. Want to mark a major work achievement and finishing post-grad 2 with a watch. Thanks for the channel. Can't believe it, but watched for years now, on and off. Okay, well, thank you so much there. And I got to tell you, this brand here, Damasko, I'd never heard of them. I'd never really heard of them. So I did a Google search. On this particular brand, and I found out that the good guys at Long Island, I think it's Long Island Watches, they are agents for them. Long Island. And I've actually seen a few videos of the guy from Long Island Watches, and he actually seems pretty cool. I gotta be totally honest with you, he's pretty cool. He had a great video he did, I think it was on Amazon or PayPal, where they screwed him over, and I actually liked his video. Now, looking at this watch, okay, what do I think of this watch? Now, I've actually done a bit of research. I've read about 5 or 10 articles on this watch, and I've done a bit of, I've actually left this for a few days to kind of just research it and find out about it. Now, I think you said it was a DK30. I think you mean a DS30. And the general impression, I got to be honest with you. So this here, the Damasko, it's basically, it's a 39mm watch. It uses a bead blasted Submariner steel case. That's like the same kind of metal they use for submarines. Okay. Now it goes on to say there it uses a Swiss ETA movement. Stainless steel is 39 mils by 9.9 mil thick. It's got a screw-in case back. The crystal is AR anti-reflective. Scratch-resistant sapphire. It comes on a black leather strap, 20mm end links, 200 meters water resistant with a 2-year warranty. Now, this particular model, the retail on that there, I saw one just under the $1,000 US mark. What do I think of this watch? I gotta tell you, what do I think of this watch itself there? Look, it depends what price point you're at. And I've got to be totally honest with you. For $1,000. I don't think it's terrible. 1,000 US. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's kind of it's a lower end kind of watch. The research I did on this, there was an interesting article from Worn and Wound, where they compared a Sin to a Archie to a Damascus. There was a different model. It was a Damascus DS30, but it was an interesting article, and they didn't say anything bad about it there. They did a sort of a German review there. I've got to be honest with you. The biggest competitor is Sin in that price point. Sin. The thing I've got to say this. The Damascus, they seem to have a crown that sticks out a wee bit too much. Okay? It sticks out a wee bit too much. Now, I've got to be honest with you. I don't hate this watch. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I can certainly say that. It's not really a luxury watch. It's more of a affordable watch. And the thing about Damasko is, I got to be totally honest with you, Brumont is about 4 times overpriced, whereas this here, you say, well, hang on a minute, these guys here are they've got an ETA based watch, and they're under $1,000, so it is an economies type watch. It's not a really luxury, true sort of luxury watch there. And it's a brand that's kind of, it's a micro brand. It's a micro brand. Now, I gotta be totally honest with you, David. It really depends how much money you have to spend. I mean, seriously, you're comparing that to Rolex. That's like saying, do I buy a Chevrolet or do I buy a Mercedes? Well, obviously the Mercedes is a better car. But I got to be honest with you, it depends on your budget there. The Damasko, it's $1,000 sort of watch. That mid-tier point there's a lot of competition. The reality is, you buy this watch at Damasko, you're really not going to have much resale value that I can see. It's another ETA-based watch filling that void. Now, in my opinion, I think that's a very horrible spot to be in. Another ETA-based watch in this cesspot of watches, and it's a brand that really nobody's heard of. Reading a bit more, it says they're a German company. I think they've been going, they haven't been going that long. They are fairly new to the market, so you know, that's kind of I mean, what happens if Damasko decides to pack up ship and, you know, do something else? You know, that's the problem. That's kind of the problem. These micro brands here, they were established in 1994. They're German, using 90% one-of-a-kind in-house components. Well, then they say they use an ETA, Swiss ETA automatic. They don't quote the model, but it's probably a stand. I don't understand what they're saying there, but okay. What do I think? Personally, I got to be honest with you. There, any of those micro brands, they're going to be impossible. You're going to have no resale value on it. Nobody's going to want the bloody thing unless it's really cheap. So you buy that under $1,000, you're probably lucky to get pennies on the dollar back. You want to sell it later on, you're going to take a massive hit. So would I buy one? No. If you're going to mark an occasion, Of course I'd pick a Rolex. It depends on how much money you've got to pick there. Seriously, those models you've mentioned, a Explorer, I think you mean Explorer 1, an OP Black 41, I think any of those Rolexes there are great. Explorer 2 Black, well, I think the truth is, if you want to commemorate an important event, it depends how much money you got. It's like your funeral. What sort of coffin do you want? Well, you can go whole hog or we can go cardboard. You know, it depends on how much moolah we're going to chip in here. So it's all about the money. Personally, I'd probably go, if you can get a sub no date, that'd be an amazing watch. The Oyster Perpetuals, they're going to be very hard to get. They're a bit hard to get there. And I think they're a lot of hype, so I probably wouldn't do that. I would say out of that list, an Explorer would be great. An Explorer 2 would be great. Don't rule out the Polar. Black or Polar is fine. And a sub, no date, is that's an excellent choice. Honestly, I'd go to jump onto David SW and see what they're costing, and you can decide whether you've got room on your credit card or you haven't. That's kind of the choice. If you want to do it cheap, the Damasko. What do I think? I personally would keep saving. Okay, I really don't see the point in buying these lower end. With that said, I don't think for $1,000 it's gonna work. Okay, so basically you're gonna lose 2/3 of your money. Well, that's what you get for buying cheap watches, don't you? Okay. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy sell to get rid of. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. They want Rolex. This world is crazy for Rolex. Are they bad watches? I got to be honest with you. They aren't shocking, and they're not $4,000. They're under $1,000. I think you made a mistake. You said DK30. I think what you meant was the DS30. It's $971 there, which it's not crazy. It's a reasonable watch there. But it ain't no Rolex. It's not really collectible. Would I buy one? No. But for $1,000, at least it's not Brumont, who's basically selling the same thing for $4,000. You know, that's I've got to kind of give them credit for that. I don't think it's a terrible watch, but I also don't think it's an amazing, fantastic watch. I'd get a Rolex. Every man wants a Rolex. You want to cap off an important event, get a Rolex or get a ArchieLuxury, something special. You don't want to buy garbage, really. I mean, it's not garbage. I don't think it's garbage, but it's not garbage, but it's garbage. It's garbage. It's a shiter. You know, the old Archie would say to you, that is a shiter, man. What are you buying this garbage for? It's gotta hurt, man. It's gotta hurt. Gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. In the worn and wound, they did a comparison. They had a Damasko there. They said maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's a bad thing, but all three are great. Each exceeds in one way or another. They said the Damascus, they were doing a Damasko DA36A, is the most overbuilt and the only day-date. In the end, they said it comes down to personal taste, budget, and needs. Okay, so I tend to agree with you personally. If you've got a major thing to celebrate, get a Rolex. Get a Rolex. Is it garbage? I don't think it's garbage. I think it's quite honest, under the $1,000 mark. You know, I think that's... What do you expect? You know? micro brand, you could have a lot of fun with it. Absolutely no resale. You're going to lose. Look, you got to look at it this way. If you walk into this and say, I'm going to lose half to 2/3 of my money, hey, and you're happy to do that, well, it's okay. If you've got the money, and if you're on a limited budget, that might be your only choice here. But if you've got more money, I'd get a Rolex. The Rolex, your money's going to basically, it's going to hold. It's going to be a great watch. I don't see your kids fighting over this stupid Damasko, okay? This stupid Damasko. They're not going to be fighting over that. They'll be fighting over a Rolex. That's what they do. But it depends how tight you want to be. How much money have you got? And I gotta be honest with you. I would definitely get a Rolex. For me, out of all that list you've mentioned, if you can get the Rolex sub no date, man, that's winner chicken dinner. But hey, man, I don't know how much debt you got. I don't know if you got a couple of kids and you're behind on the mortgage, man. You shouldn't be buying expensive Rolexes, should you? You know. That's the way I see it. So yeah, that's kind of what I feel there. Guys, tell me what you think. Like, subscribe. Guys, remember, I can't survive on Google Ads. In fact, guys, I gotta tell you, man, I haven't really got too many paid reviews in the queue. Okay, I printed them out and it's pretty small. Okay, now, guys, if I don't get the paid review requests in, I'm gonna sink because I need the money. I cannot make money out of my channel numbers are just, they're not, you just can't make money out of what the ratings I get. I'm sorry. So I really do need these paid reviews to survive. So guys, please get a paid review done, $50 US. I'll give you my opinion. I'll tell you what I think. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Look in the description, details below, how to organize a paid review. Thank you. Please get a paid review done now. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.